Happy Monday. It's a new week and welcome to Our House Mondays. Our house in the middle of the street. Our house, that is where gig workers meet. And the first person in the room is It's Moose, and greetings back, my friend. So I'm not gonna do a video under a mask. I mean, I'd pass out, right? But have you guys seen the crazy spikes? Have you seen the crazy spikes? Good to see you, my friend. BB Junk Stuffix in the house. Brian's in the house. We welcome you, Brian. Hope you, your family, Techie B, hope you, your family, your extended family are safe and doing well. And welcome to Our House Mondays. Now, here in California, and you guys can report, please report on your city and your state. They're shutting down the beaches again. They're shutting down the bars. And what does that mean? It means a few things, right? It means it's spiking up again. More and more problems coming our way. Maybe an extension of unemployment. Maybe an extension of some form of support or stimulus. What it also means is that the workplace gets more dangerous, right? It definitely gets more dangerous. What it also means that bars, nightclubs, restaurants get to close down again. And I'm talking California, and I'm sure it's very much the same in Florida, Texas, and other. Payman Ali in the house. Hola, Chris Hollingsworth. How are you? Boo Boo F's in the house. Triss is in the house. What it basically means is, if these states that just reopened the restaurants and the clubs and then the bars, etc., if they're all shut down, that surge that we may have seen, especially in the evenings, because maybe there's 25-30% of the drivers out there working, maybe they're not getting unemployment and they have to work. Well, guess what? In certain states, that demand now evaporates. That nightlife is over. It's gone, right? You can't go in and populate restaurants and bars and nightclubs. There goes all your money in the evening shift, right? Maybe to such an extent that businesses that were just busy opening up have to now go back a phase or two. Remember, this is all just phases that they're rolling out. And in California, at least, if we look at the graph, right, goes up and up and up and up. Get a bit of a grip on it, comes slightly down, starts evening out, and then spikes up. And that's basically the same graph for many cities. Now, Munib Breman's in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome, Munib. Hemet Valley Honey Company in the house. Jay Morris in the house. Jimmy's in the house. Got a lot of great people in the house. Vegas 888, late evening live. Yes, you know what? Long day. I got a lot done on my Chevy 55 Bel Air, added a lot of the bling today, a lot of the emblems, all the little details, right? Bel Air emblems, new bird on the hood. I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars that you start pouring into these type of cars. But I will share with you pictures. It is looking insane. It is looking insanely beautiful. Munib, it's really nice to have you here. Please do share. Please do share. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods, right? What's happening in your city. Boo Boo F, bars, gyms, water parks, and movies in Arizona, what, shut down? So there goes, there go those trips. It's shut down again. People that were really having good weeks, spoke to people here in LA, showed me $2,000 a week, right? Suddenly, that evening shift doesn't look that great, right? Because what they were really relying on is that the people going back, opening up bars, going back into restaurants, suddenly that's gone. Suddenly that's going. Jay Morris says they're trying to make us reapply for PUA here in Vegas, trying to stop us from getting our money, and judge is set to make decisions to force them to pay us on July the 7th. Well, guess what? I am there on July the 8th. right? Please do text me at this number. I also definitely want to see Payman Ali again. 393 6318. Text me if you are in Vegas, because I want to get a crowd together. Definitely insist on social distancing and masks. And maybe we can do like a big shout out on a live stream and put some pressure on these guys in Vegas, and then get all the other YouTubers, all the other Twitter handles to retweet that, push that out through Facebook, where we collectively as drivers say, hey, what's going on with the PUA, right? Like my shirt says, no justice, no peace. No PUA, no peace. No unemployment, no peace. We will make noise. You know, why should people in Vegas be left out of the equation? Come on. Why are people taken care of in Texas and California and other states, and certain states are still waiting in that flight pattern, and they cannot land, and they cannot land that money in their bank? It's absolutely wrong. So we got to call out names on July the 8th. We really have to. We have to call out these politicians. We have to call out the unemployment bureau in Vegas. We got to name names, right? No doubt about it. I'm going to be there, Vegas 888. I'm going to be in Vegas around 11 a.m., 12 noon, I would say, very close to the 15 highway. I'm still going to decide on a little restaurant, or anybody can share with me something that has outdoor seating. I don't really want to do something indoors. Outdoor seating. I'll get the food. I'll get the drinks, and then let's do a live call out. Right? Let's call out these people in Vegas that are not paying the money, and bring those names to me. Well, hey, hello, Rideshare Trickster. 24 hours we haven't spoken. I was in Dark Road Run's feed yesterday, live feed. I like that, Jay Morris. You mentioned the M Resort. Absolutely. I think M Resort is a good idea. And Rideshare Trickster and Dark Road Runner were having a great conversation, covering a lot of good topics, right? And I was a guest, so I was listening into the feed, giving a little bit of feedback, but I don't want to march into a feed that is not mine. So they set the stage. They were talking, Trickster and Dark Road Run, and it was a great back and forth, and other people were chiming in. I like that. So yeah, that was a real fun stream. I got to say, Dark Road Run, you put a lot of two great channels here. They're right with us right now. Go subscribe to them, Dark Road Run and Rideshare Trickster. Any other channels that I can give a shout out right here, right now? Rick Nelson, my buddy's in the house. Rick Nelson, thank you for coming to visit me in Long Beach. That was very, very nice of you. Nashville, Tennessee, Metro Department of Health's order to enforce the mandatory wearing of masks or face coverings in public in Nashville and Davidson County went into effect Monday. And I think that is a good thing. I really think that is a good thing, right? Because we should look at countries that have got control on this, right? And I have a real dear good friend. I've known him since age 6, who's very high up in the medical field in Germany. In fact, they have sent the best testing kits worldwide from Germany, from their company. And he said, Torsten, let me tell you something, wear that mask as much as you can and wash your hands. And another wonderful person, Thomas Gibson in the house, San Diego Rideshare Pro, and he sent me a lot of good messages. San Diego, also obviously with all the bars and everything shut down, obviously that's going to affect your market there as well. I was going through those videos. Then they were talking about concerts, in vehicles. It would be cool. And Thomas said it should be held in XL vehicles. Imagine you get booked out by a group of people that book an XL or an SUV, and you go and get to share an entire concert in the car with them. So that was in the talks. He sent me another great video on that. I like that idea, right? Can you imagine what you get paid on a nice 1.5, 2 hour concert? You know, you're running the clock, they're in the car, you take them there, you leave in the car, you leave the concert. I like that XL concert idea, Thomas. I think that has a lot of potential. Rideshare Trickster says, question, do you think the bonus 600 will disappear in July or will be extended? If this guy wants to run for re-election and have some hope, he better keep those monies coming. In my opinion, I'm just throwing out this, I don't want to get political, is that I think it will continue at maybe $300 or $400 a week, maybe for another month. They will have to, right? If you look at the numbers now we're in record numbers. California today, I think, had almost 3,000, reported almost 3,000 new infections. The other day, Florida announced 9,000 infections in one day. So the numbers are really going up. So what could have been controlled, what should have been controlled has gone out of hand. We can pinpoint it at protesters. We can pinpoint it at nightlife and bars opening up. But the bottom line is, no matter where we want to point the blame, whether it's looters or whatever it is, the numbers are going up. That's a fact. The numbers have gone up a lot. So if the numbers are up so much, what does July and what does August, what does September look like, right? What does that look like? Justin Barrow's in the house. Good to see you here. So I am thinking this will be extended. I'm thinking this will actually be extended. Rideshare Trickster says, and this is, look, it's your platform, so I should focus more on your shares here. Trish says it's an effed up summer, absolutely. Slick Nick in the house, very cool to see you. I read some articles in the hearing for the state of California versus Uber and Lyft is early August. Well, the deadlines are July. In fact, should be what, tomorrow or the next day? That's their deadline. We'll see. But maybe they'll have hearings in August. Maybe they've agreed on laying some groundwork or a foundation for the next 30 days that they want to work together. Uber and Lyft shouldn't take a chance against California and Javier Becerra, right? Rideshare Trickster says cases of COVID are rising in LA County due to protests and non-compliance. And I would add to that, due to bars opening up, due to restaurants opening up, due to people not wearing masks, due to people not practicing social distancing. At some point, you know, you have half of the country trying to work, you know, do this, and then you have the other half denying this even exists, and you know what, the numbers are going up. That's the bottom line. And yes, I agree with Tris, it is becoming a pretty effed up summer. We have 29 people in the house. Please smash that like button. I like the shirt that I got, no justice, no peace, right? The events in the last few days, seeing these spikes go up so much, really worry me. I'm not a worrying type of person, but they worry me as far as like drivers, gig workers who have not received the assistance from the state. And I've spoken to very, very, very stressed people, right? There's a lot of people that are kicking back and collecting, and they can breathe again. There's a lot of people still out there that have not collected, talking especially about the Vegas crowd. Now, you think you can go back out there now, and it seemed 2 weeks ago pretty safe to go back out and slowly start working again, and the numbers suddenly go through the roof. I mean, they have literally spiked up like that. Anybody seen the graphs? It's gone up like this. Omar D's in the house. Do you think Uber Black will open up due to a lot of fleet owners getting their trucks repoed? Yeah, I've heard of several people lose their vehicles. In fact, my business partner actually sold off a couple. sold off a couple of Suburbans. Didn't lose money, but sold off a couple and then reduced the weekly fees. You know, we were charging $500, $550 a week. Now we reduced it. And just to keep the people in the mix, keep them going, and pay for our insurance, pay for our overheads, right? So it's a good question, Omar. Do you think Uber Black will open up due to a lot of fleet owners getting their trucks repoed? I would honestly think it would be smart of Lyft and Uber to open up as many categories as possible, right? Open it up, because by opening up these categories, there could be drivers that really want to get into that category and drive again, right? They are hurting. Uber and Lyft are hurting in the rideshare world. So I would think it would be a smart business move for both Lyft and Uber to open up all those categories and lure drivers back, right? So that they earn money, and drivers perhaps can, drivers that are, you know, cut out of a category, like you're just talking about the black category, right? Suddenly have an opportunity to drive again, and suddenly have an opportunity to make some money again. So it makes sense. It makes sense, and it's a very, very good question. It's Moose says, I hope they show the court proceedings between the state of California and Uber and Lyft on Zoom. I don't know what superior court it will be in. That would be a good thing. I would watch that. I would do live feeds on that. Scott Brown says 2,903 cases today was only for LA County. Wow, I take that back. I thought that was for California. Wow, just for LA County. And I'm not surprised, man. I've, you know, when I go down to the beach, I'm like in the back row. I stay away from the crowds, but I've seen a lot of people. I've seen bars here in Thousand Oaks and Calabasas packed. And I'm like, damn. And their staff weren't even wearing masks. You think I'm going to walk in there? Absolutely not. Rideshare Trixer says, my new 40,000 car is not acceptable. Acceptable to whom? Can you elaborate on that? Phil's in the house. Cool, genuine Phil. Good to see you, brother. What's up? And my rideshare colleagues, he's giving you all a shout out. Well, thank you for being in our house in the middle of the street. Our house where rideshare drivers meet. Our house was a castle and a treat. We're all here. Oh, he's out in the field currently doing Lyft trips. May it be a successful evening Monday. We send you a lot of successful vibes on a Monday night, because he's out there, he's working, he's hustling, he's making money. And drive safe, stay safe, Phil. Remember, right? You insist that your passengers wear masks, and I hope you well kitted out as well. And I hope you have one of these in the back of your car. I did private trips yesterday. I did private trips today. I'm doing private trips tomorrow again. I got a lot of bookings for July. I am going on holiday from the 8th of July till the 15th of July, taking a 1-week vacation with my fiance and all the kids, all 5 of us. We're going to go out to Utah, off-roading, rented a Hummer, going to go drive around in the mountains, do some crazy stuff, do some maybe mountain biking. Then we're going lazy river in the tubes, and we're doing white water raft. It's all just action from morning till night every day. Hiking 3 different national parks, Bryce, Moab. I mean, full itinerary from 6 a.m. till nighttime. So it's going to be fun. And then I have a lot of bookings for the rest of July. The moment I come back, boom, 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 boom. So I got a lot of private bookings coming back. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I said, watch people start turning to private drivers. And I've actually probably in the last 3 weeks assisted about 4 or 5 people in setting up their private license, their private company, showing them how to market it, showing them what they need to get, insurance, paperwork, commercial licensing, blah, blah, blah. So that to me, ladies and gentlemen, sounds promising. It really does. And anyone that got an SBA loan or got some money and put some money aside. If you can put $1,000 to $1,200 aside to get your private license and get that going, you're in good shape. Sherelle's in the house. Nice to see you. Jimmy says, Rideshare Trickster, can you believe that our cars don't qualify for any of those categories? It's crazy. This is the most dumbest thing right now. Wouldn't you agree, Trickster and Jimmy? The dumbest thing for Uber and Lyft to do right now is to shut down categories. They need the money so badly. Some drivers need the money so badly. If I'm the CEO of Uber and Lyft, I would open up these categories. Try and get people back and involved. How can you shut off platforms to a driver that has a car that cannot access specific categories? Makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. Cool Genuine says, kind of slow right now. BB Junk Stuffing says, sweet. Just returned. Oh, you just got back from Utah. I love it up there. I love it up in Utah. I think it's just breathtaking. Zion, Bryce, breathtaking country and a lot of great outdoor activities. Abstract Echo says our cars were select but don't qualify for comfort. Yeah. Do you know how many people have lost money because they're entering the game, they're entering Uber, they may have made a visit to the hub while those were still open, and they said, hey, what categories do you have? Oh, we got this category comfort, we've got this. Okay, well, what car can I buy? Well, you can get this and this and this car will fit in this and this category, this will fit into comfort, this will fit into black. And then weeks later, they shut down the category. There you are, you've invested all this money, right? Now, if you're lucky, your car qualifies for X. I mean, it's pathetic how they run the show. And that's how they alienate drivers. So if you're putting the money into a car, if Rideshare Trickster is put the money into a $40,000 car, make that car work for you and get your private licensing going. Follow the success formula of what Thomas Gibson, San Diego rideshare driver did, right? He 2 years ago said, this is my game plan. I'm working up to a Cadillac. That Cadillac, obviously, he can drive an XL now, SUV and black, right? And he is building out his private clientele beautifully, right? Getting runs from San Diego to San Diego Airport, San Diego to Orange County, San Diego to LA, right? That is where the money is. So if you want to subscribe or have a conversation with someone that's doing it the right way, the way I would do it, and I do believe I know the right way when it comes to those categories at least, right? Great Car Deals hits us with a warning here. Says, yesterday while I was on the Lyft platform, got a request for a ride. Right away, I got a text message from the client saying, please call. So through the app I called, they said, it's Lyft. Lyft doesn't call you. Lyft does not call you. Uber does not call you. You should know that. Rule number one, Uber and Lyft do not call you. Firstly, they don't have the people and the infrastructure right now to call drivers. So that right there, I can tell you, is a fraud or a con. Right? That I would be very, very careful. That does not sound right. Danielle Esposito, I'm looking to get back with Uber and Lyft in North Carolina. Is it even worth it? What I would do, Daniel, this is how I assess things. I would jump in to Facebook. I would go to Facebook and put Uber North Carolina, Uber Raleigh, whatever, whatever city you're in, right? Or South Carolina, wherever you're in, and go in and just get some feedback. People share their earnings and they share their experiences very openly in these city Facebook groups. That's where you'll get your best feedback. Great Car Deals continues to say, they told me it's a 2020 Lyft driver checkup. They needed information to make sure that I'm the actual driver of my car. Then they asked me to turn off the app and give them my driver's license. Again, sounds very fishy. Sounds very fishy. Why didn't you ask them for a phone number so you can call them back? That to me Yeah, I'm going with Jay on this. I'm going with my gut. That to me sounds like a full-on scam. Uber and Lyft will simply not call you. Uber and Lyft have just put measures into place with the IDing photo that you've got your mask on. They have their ways and means of checking if that driver is in that car. They know when your license expires. They know when your insurance expires. They notify you, hey, your insurance is expiring in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, update it. So that to me sounds like a big BS call, just letting you know. I then questioned them, asked them to give me a few information about my record. They gave me information. I trusted them. I gave them the license plate number and my driver's license number. I called. Weird. Haven't heard of that ever happening. Well, look there. Jimmy says Dustin is driving, talks about this scam. If he has a video, why don't we just share Dustin's link right here? I mean, if Dustin has made a video and specifically talks about that scam, I would trust his video more than the individuals calling you. And Thomas says it's a scam. Jay says it's a scam. I say it's a scam. Dustin says it's a scam. Cool Genuine Phil says it's a scam. Don't run into scams, my friend. The people do not call you. The people are fishing for information, license plates, right? They will find the little loopholes and ways to get through to you and con you. Dustin says it actually happened to him 2 weeks ago. Well, I would love to see Dustin's link. We could drop it in here to that video, and hopefully everybody, including myself. I haven't seen his video there, but I'd love to see that video and learn. Slick Nick says definitely a scam. I mean, I've literally had 6 or 7 people so far say it's a scam. I don't hand out SHIT on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. When people call me, they try this angle, that angle. I don't hand out anything. If people say they want to record me, I say, you do not have permission to record me. Clack, I hang up, right? People can't just start recording you, right? Sorry, recording is not allowed here. Clack, down it goes. Hey, can you give us this and this information? Clack. None of their business. None of their business at all. I like what Trish says. Trish says, change your password and email quickly. I would do that. Sherelle says, Dark Road Run found out that no insurance will cover you while you're doing food delivery. And I also watched that video. It was a great video he made about the food delivery. There we go. Another highly, highly trusted driver, Paul Figueroa in the house. How are you, my brother? Hope you, your family, your kids are doing well. And he says, capitalize. It's a scam. Sincerely a scam. Now, I have 8 out of 8 people shouting SCAM. So I would say it's a scam. Right? Rule number 1. Uber and Lyft do not call you. If you try to get hold of someone at Uber or Lyft headquarters, there is no number, no phone number. The only way I got a phone number is when they left a message and I traced it back to a 415 number, and then I publicized that number. The attorneys went ballistic on me. Take that phone number down. They were ordering me, take that phone. I said, no. We need ways to get hold of you assholes, right? So I published that 415 number, and they were screaming at the other attorneys at Potter Handy, said, take it down. So the attorneys called me and said, Torsten, take their names and the phone number down. It's an act of goodwill, right? And I said, okay, I will practice goodwill. They better pay, because my goodwill runs out the moment they don't pay. And then I put all those names, all those phone numbers back up. I'm not allowed to even mention the names But I have videos ready to go on all of those Uber and Lyft attorneys. And you guys know who you are because you watch my videos. I will publish every single name and every single phone number if I don't get any love in court from Uber and Lyft. They owe me a lot of money. And I will pound them, and I will pound them, death by 1,000 cuts, my friends. That's how we roll. Great Car Deal says this happened last night. I'm sorry, buddy, but I would agree with everyone in the house. It's a SCAM. Yeah, but you gave them the information. Didn't you say you gave them the information? I thought somewhere up here you said you handed out the information. Let me go back. So I then questioned them, asked them to give me a few information about my record. They gave me information. I trusted them. I give them, you just said it. I gave them the license plate number and my driver's. You just said it. You gave them the stuff. Right? Why did you relinquish that information? That's not information that these people deserve or should have. Right? Sunny Day says 8675309. 8675309. 8675309. I wish that was Uber's number because it would ring. 8675309. 8675309. Call Uber at 8675309. Slick Nip says if a driver gets deactivated, putting the necessary people on blast, it's a great way to fire back. More leverage, especially against Dara COVID. I love that. That's great. Made me laugh. Thank you. If you got to ask, you don't know. Welcome. Good to see you here. Scammers order a ride, then they call you. They have your info on the app, your license plate, etc. Great Car says they asked for my full license plate number after they confirmed my license plate ending 3 numbers. You see, that's what probably shows up. I responded, if you have 3 of my numbers, you should have the rest. Oh, good one. So they probably just had 3 and they wanted the full license number. Here we go. Swivel. Tell them to swivel. Tris correctly says they do everything via email or text message sometimes. Cool. 800 screw. It's the phone. If you get a call like that, stall until you get close to the pickup. Then wait 5. Cancel, collect, and drive. I like it. I like that idea. Get the money from them. Get the money from the scammers, right? Exactly. Stall until you get close to the pickup, then wait 5 minutes, cancel, collect, and drive. I like it. You've got a scammer on the line. If you can pull that off and you can get that cancellation fee from them, you've just nailed a scammer. I love it. Great Car Deals continues says, don't change the password right away. Actually, Lyft contacted me with the update, probably via email, right? Scott Brown, Tommy to Tone. Sting them before they sting you. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Sting them hard, these bastards. All right. So tell me, when you guys go out there, are we wearing these? Are we wearing these? Hands up who's wearing these. It doesn't matter where you're going, whether you're working, if you're going out, are you wearing a mask? I just want to hear that. When you're picking up and refueling your car, are you cleaning that handle, the thing that you take out of that faucet and then you put inside your gas tank, that gas handle? Are you cleaning it up? Right? Everything that you touch where you know that the public has been at, clean it, please, before you make physical contact, right? If you, Paul Figueroa goes, hands up, clappity, clappity, clap, I like it. The rider drivers in the house, every day, hand sanitizer, I like that. Absolute Egger says, I only wear a mask when I go into establishment, cool. Sherelle says they fog up their glasses. If you got to ask, you don't know, says never give your info, period. They will text you saying you get $500 bonus, pull over, verify your email address and your password. That's how they get into your account. Bastards. Gotta nail them. Masks and gloves at gas station. Gas station apparently next to shopping, shopping malls, food, food malls, wherever you go to a shopping, Trader Joe's, Costco, whatever, you always make sure. Home Depot, always make sure when you're pushing a cart, you either spray it down or you've got gloves on, and you ask them, hey guys, have you sanitized or cleaned this? Yeah, we cleaned all of those. Okay, cool, ready to go. Right, but wherever there's like mass public touching, that's red flag. Got to be very, very careful there. Slick Nick says, I clean. Paul Figueroa says, I spray disinfectant after my passengers get out. Likewise, with you there. I've got a lot of bottles of spray disinfectant. Slick Nick says, I clean the gas pump and I wear a mask when at the store and when entering and exiting the gym. I don't wear running. I don't wear it when running though. But if going into an establishment, I'll keep it handy. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, I've got 35 good people in the house. Let's hit it with another, with 22. Smash that like button, right? Please, that's what I work for. Putting in the hours, putting in the time, getting the word out, sharing good information. We're getting a lot of good information from different cities, right? And then I put my phone number in here. Text me if you're in Vegas. I do want to get a crowd together in Vegas so we can do a live feed and call out the people in the Unemployment Bureau and the PUA Bureau. Where is the money for these Vegas drivers? For these Nevada drivers, not just Vegas. Reno, Henderson, all of those people need to get paid, period. Rideshare Trickster says, I took a ride request just to see. The passenger had no mask. I said, I can't take the ride if you don't wear a mask. The passenger said, okay. I had to give him one. I said, sure, $10. He filed a complaint. It was removed. Right, because, you're in the right. If you can sell masks in the car, I got $100, no kidding, I got $100 tip for relinquishing one of my masks to the Deputy Attorney General who works under Javier Becerra. Paid me $100 tip because I gave him a mask. I took him to a meeting and he could not go in there into the building without, he goes, oh my God, I forgot my mask in Santa Monica. Don't worry, I have a few. Here it is. I gave it to him for free. I knew what was going to happen. I knew I was going to get a hefty tip. I didn't think I'd get $100 tip for giving a person a mask, right? But he wouldn't have been able to go into that meeting, right? And, he's in the car and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to put his mask on because my clients usually do. And I said, by the way, where's your mask? He said, oh my God, I left my mask, blah, 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 whatever, that in that place. I don't have a mask. I said, here it is. Show me the money. San Diego Rideshare Pro residential house parties will provide a lot of rides this holiday weekend. XL rides will be, this weekend's going to be a big XL weekend. Beach trips and that I think you cannot count on, right? That they wiped that out, at least in LA County. Ventura County, they're still open to beaches. Nightlife, I think, will take a step back because of the bars and a lot of establishments closing. So don't expect to make the same money that you did on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night in San Diego, Thomas. I think it'll come down a little bit, and I'd love to hear some feedback. But generally speaking, because this is a big weekend for festivities, because it's a big weekend for a lot of shopping deals, people are out there, people are going to go barbecuing, people are going to go drinking, maybe just meeting up and doing some social distancing with friends at barbecue parties. There's going to be a lot like that. A lot of those type of parties, right? You're driving families, groups to barbecues. So you're right. It's going to be a good one. Rick Nelson says, tech scammers back, show me the money. I like that. Rick Nelson says, text the scammers back and say, show me the money. Otherwise, I ain't going to give you the honey. No money, no honey. This is what counts, baby. Rideshare Trixer says, if we pay $5 a mask and charge $10 cash, you will make money or get complaints filed. It's a crapshoot. But again, you know, if you get a complaint from a rider about a mask, you're always in the right? Hey, hang on, I had my mask. I even took my picture and my idea to show you. If the rider did not have the mask and was willing to pay me $10 and is now complaining, right, because I provided a mask which he or she was willing to pay $10 for and paid me the $10, that's a deal, right? That's an exchange. That's a product for a payment. And now they want to complain against you. I mean, you should win that argument all day long, right? So the way I think it's how you word it when you reply to Uber. Say, hang on, I was in the legal right. I was wearing the mask. They were not wearing the mask. You just say they offered me $10 for the mask, and I gave them an additional one, and that was the problem solved. That is how you, the company, made the money, because I was able to supply a mask, and now they come and complain. Give me an effing break. Jay Morris says, how do you keep people from sitting in front seat when there are 3 to 4 people? Well, these XL or SUV vehicles, you know, can take more than 3 to 4 people, and you should just make it a habit that, by law, I cannot let anybody sit in the front seat according to the new Uber and Lyft regulations. That's it. So if 4 people want to huddle on the next 2 seats, that should be rather easy, right? And I think instead of 6 people, you can only take 5 now, or instead of 4, you can only take 3. I mean, they have restricted that one number in the front. The passenger seat is a no-go, absolute no-go. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't want someone, you know, in these times, 2 feet from me. Nah, don't really want someone right behind me breathing into my back as well. That's why you should maybe get a rideshare partition. Trish says, I just sent Dustin's YouTube about a scammer on a driver to your email. That's beautiful. I will watch that and I'll study it and then maybe make a video. Or maybe reach out, text Dustin and say, hey, Dustin, this topic came up and we discussed it quite heavily in this live feed. Do you mind if I make a video? But I've made videos where, to me, a scam is if somebody calls you and says they're Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft do not call you, period. Never, ever, unless it's an attorney. I mean, I got called by an Uber attorney, right? And I could see the 415 number, and then they identified themselves with their name. I just go to LinkedIn. I look him up. Yep, that's him, right? Yeah, I would get those partitions. They're rather costly, but man, they're pretty damn sweet. If you got to ask, you don't know, riders should have to take mask pictures, I believe, on Uber. Yes. Oh, riders. I thought you said drivers. Riders, correct. 2 thumbs up. Riders should have to take a mask picture. If Uber is forcing you to take a mask picture, I don't think Lyft is doing it, right? But it should work both ways. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander. Why do we have to conform and they don't have to conform? Oh, because they don't want to upset them. Oh, because they don't want to alienate them. Oh, because they don't want to lose them, right? So, rider, it's okay. You don't have to take a picture of your mask. We don't want to inconvenience you. San Diego Rideshare Pro in the house. Yeah, Thomas was actually the guy that reminded me. I mean, I knew that I was going to make Our House Mondays late today because I had a long day. I got a lot done today. But it was just like a nice friendly reminder from Thomas, said, hey, here's a couple of topics you may want to talk about. And we threw them out there. And through your suggestions, Thomas, we've had a lot of feedback. So thank you for that. Thomas says, buy 2-gallon Ziploc bags or some kind of bags for people carrying leftover food. That way it doesn't spill in your car. I like it. It's Moose says, move your front seat all the way forward and tilt the back of the seat forward as well. This will give the passenger a big hint. Thank you. Thank you. And I do that with my private clients. My front seat is all the way to the front, all the way tilted. So they know that's a no-go zone. And I'm creating way more space for that individual who's sitting behind that front seat, right? So they got way more leg room. And that's exactly what I do. I take the front seat all the way to the front and then as far as it will go. Easy. Problem solved. Tris says the tech department might call you if you made a complaint about having app issues, but you should be expecting that call. If you got to ask, you don't know, before they order app picture, simple stops conflicts. Great Cardial says, I sell masks every single day. No mask, no task. Great. No mask, no task. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No mask, no task. No mask, no task. No justice, no peace. With a frickin' Black Panther lightning bolts. Lock the door. Lock the door. Put the seat forward. Tilt the seat all the way to the front. Do you get the hint now? No seating zone. Maybe you need a big fat sticker. Sorry, do not sit here. What I used to do, I've got to tell you a funny thing what I used to do in South Africa, right? Because there's so many break-ins. I had 3 cars stolen. 1 car I chased. I chased a GTI 16 valve in a Toyota 16 valve. My dad had a Toyota and I chased my own car as they were stealing it. The guys were pushing it down the road. They got ignition. I ran inside, got my dad's car keys, went outside and followed these guys, right? That were stealing my car. But I can tell you, my number one deterrent, I got a big black plastic, like a rubber snake, a big one. It looked like a mamba. And I would put one on the floor and one on the seat. Anyone that wanted to break in, when they're shining the light at night and they see a big snake in your car, I mean, they'll run for their lives. They'll run for their lives. So I used to put a big rubber snake on my front mat and a big rubber snake. I just, like sort of like a python type of looking snake, big fat thing, all on my back seat. And they left from that moment on, I never had another car break-in, but I had 3 car break-ins in South Africa. Slick Nick says, on the 4th of July, instead of driving, my girlfriend and I may watch a virtual fireworks show. I like that. Just make sure you have if you want to have a cool setting, get your virtual fireworks show and your wine is non-virtual, real alcohol, and then toast a glass to her and say, honey, we're going to watch this virtual fireworks show together. Points, score major points. JJ in the house says, Uber moves to acquire rival food delivery service Postmates. There we go. There it is, right? I had this on the to cover list. The ride-hailing company has been trying to expand its food delivery business to compensate for the collapse of its main business. And I just want to check in here because I saw that Donnie was doing a live show. Yeah, he's still there.
And look and find anything dealing with Chicken Man.
Chicken Man. talking about Chicken Man.
And then guess what? You could be taking the Chicken Man challenge.
Chicken Man challenge. I don't know what the Chicken Man challenge is. Heidi.
Heidi is already taking the Chicken Man challenge. Yeah.
All right, there we go. So back to this one. The ride-hailing company has been trying to expand its food delivery business to compensate for the collapse of its main business. Collapse of its main business. That's where they're hurting. San Francisco, Uber has made a takeover to offer to buy Postmates, the upstart delivery service, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. As the on-demand food delivery market consolidates and Uber looks for new ways to make money, the 2 companies could reach a deal as early as Monday evening. Wow. Are you talking tonight? According to the people who spoke on the condition of anonymity. I have difficulties with that word. Because they were not authorized to do so publicly. The talks are still going on, the people cautioned, and any potential for a deal could fall apart. Representatives of Uber and Postmates declined to comment on any potential deal talks. A tie-up could bolster Uber's delivery business, Uber Eats, and help it compensate for the cratering of its core ride-hailing business, which has collapsed in many cities because of the coronavirus pandemic. Food delivery is not profitable, but demand has soared while restaurants are closed and people are staying at home. Now, the question is, what will they be paying for this, right? Because Grubhub bought, the European company bought Grubhub for $7.3 billion in June. What would Uber Eats be willing to pay for Postmates? I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, here we go. It says, but Postmates, last valued by investors at $2.4 billion, remains a small player in a fiercely competitive market. The other large private company, DoorDash, which investors have valued at $16 billion, right? DoorDash evaluated at $16 billion, which I don't think that Uber would have a chance to have the money to make a move on DoorDash. If something's worth 2.4 billion, maybe that's a small little victory in their eyes. But they certainly do not have the liquidity to make a big move on DoorDash. They lost Grubhub. They lost that I think they offered 6.5 billion. Europeans swooped in and paid 7.3 billion. So, interesting. Maybe by tomorrow we know. And if they are successful, expect the stocks to go from 29, it'll jump up again, right? Rideshare Tricks have got to head to bed, leaving for the Sierra Nevada for a 2-day video shoot to end the series and pay respect to my dad, whose ashes are in the park. All right, you drive safe, man, and then share that with us. Sherelle says you can't get insurance for food delivery, and Dark Road Run did a lot of research there. So he did a nice long live feed laying it out why you just simply cannot get insurance for food delivery. So JJ says Uber in talks to buy Postmates for 2.6 billion would make sense. I just read out that they were evaluated at 2.4 billion a while ago. They just said that DoorDash is valued at 16 billion. I know that Uber offered 6-point-something billion for Grubhub. They lost that. Just Eats, a Dutch company, bought them for 7.3 billion. So, depending on the percentages, who has what part of the pie. If you look at Uber's pie plus Postmates pie, is that good enough? Is that big enough to muscle others out? I don't know. Great Cardiel says, Who needs an alarm when you got a snake? Exactly. I'm telling you, it worked wonders in South Africa. People at my mom's game lodge, this is it here. Anybody wants to take a look at that. The staff one morning did not want to come and get breakfast and everything prepared, and they were screaming, and women were, and Africans were screaming. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They said there's a black mamba in the tree, right, in this big tree right in front of the reception area of the safari lodge, and it was massive. I would say 5 meters at least, 5 meters, fully grown black mamba. I would say that's about 15 to 16 feet. And they refused to go to work. So went out, got to the safe, took out a shotgun, put it together, and just pumped lead into that tree. Just pumped and pumped and pumped and loaded and pumped and loaded and pumped. Branches coming down, twigs coming down, leaves coming down, and then pieces of snake, pieces of snake, pieces of snake. And then I said, showed the people, look, it's dead. Pick up pieces, it's dead. Finish, dead. High corner winner, dead, finish, over, no more black mamba. Only then, we're willing to go back to work. People are very scared, people are very superstitious, right? And they still this very day, I know it for a fact, witch doctors, right? A witch doctor. You got to go to a witch doctor if you want to start your business and get the blessing to start the business. I mean, very, very interesting. You could swear sometimes you're going 400 years in reverse, but it's there. Seen it, done it, felt it, experienced it with my own eyes. Johnny Smith, hello. Had to retire on disability now. Had to totally retire from Uber 2. Good luck to everyone. Well, I wish you nothing but luck. Wherever your journey takes you, John Smith, I send you the very, very, very best wishes on your journey, on your retirement journey. I want you to be healthy. I want you to connect with me in 2021 and say, hey, I'm enjoying my retirement. My family's doing well and good times. So enjoy that journey, my friend. You're welcome. Dinner, now you're making me hungry. If you got to ask, you don't know, it says dinner. Dinner, chicken dinner. The 5 most dangerous snakes in the world. The Australian one is the number 1, what's its name? Then the black mamba, then the green mamba, then the boomslang, which is the twig snake, then the cobra families, and the puff adder. It's probably the 5-6 most venomous snakes in the world. Killed many of them. And by the way, I am petrified of snakes. I'm petrified of snakes. I'll swim around sharks, I'll carry spiders, but don't put a snake in I'll just kill it, I'll just shoot it. You know, I should regard that as a life, but I was so scared of a snake that I just kill it or shoot it. That's what I do. I am petrified of snakes. And I said to my people, why are you scared of snakes? I mean, I am scared of even a small little rattler when I'm out hiking, just runs across the path. I'm like, whoa, do I have a gun? No, I don't, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd shoot it. And then I figured out, oh, now I know why. Because when I was a little kid, 7, 8 years old, Boy Scout, running around in the fields, in the sugarcane fields in Natal, tall sugarcane fields, I came across this green mamba with a friend. I take a rock, I throw it really good, strong, threw it, hit the snake. Right, it wasn't too far away. Big rock, hit it. Snake rolled over, big snake, and pretended it was dead. And I'm thinking I'm the little 8-year-old hero. I run up and I pick up the snake. I pick it up by the tail. And this frickin' green mamba whips around and lashes for me. And I just remember a knee-jerk reaction was to fling it out into the sugarcane And this snake just went ballistic, because mambas are extremely aggressive snakes. And I tell you what, I was traumatized from that moment onward about snakes. I was so effing scared. And every single time from 8 years old, 9 years, 10 years, whenever I saw a snake, if I saw a snake on the beach, if I saw a snake in the water, if I saw a snake under a rock, if I saw a snake in a tree, kill it. My first automatic instinct was to shoot this thing. And that's it. That's just my snake story. We all have our stories. We all have our fears. That's my one. Great Car Deal says, what's the right way to approach Uber Eats delivery and you get into an accident? A neighbor of mine was involved in an accident while delivering for Uber Eats. Well, firstly, I would hope that you have some type of insurance. Obviously, you have your basic insurance in place, right? So the question is, if you're at fault, you're obviously have to go through that insurance, which means you might have a deductible, which means your insurance policy might go up, right? But it sounds like reaching out to Uber and Lyft, even them with their 1,000 deductible, is a waste of time. And then it also really depends on like the damages. Like my Escalade the other day, I had a kid rear-ended. Ended up being $3,100 in damages, right? Rear light broke, some scratches. They immediately took blame. We did it. It was on us. I was inside AutoZone shopping, and it was handled quickly, and it was handled professionally. Didn't even have to get my insurance involved, right? Doesn't cost me anything out of pocket. Doesn't increase my insurance rates. Well, that's best case scenario. But you're out there, like you said, in Uber Eats, something happens. Did you cause it? Did they cause it? The one thing is for sure, and I saw that in a very convincing way, the way Dark Road Run laid it out, he did the research, is doesn't look like you can get the support from Uber Eats. So I would say you're completely wasting your time approaching Uber. I would try and see how they respond, right? I'd say if you stuck with the costs, for some reason you stuck with the costs, you picked up a pizza, you reverse out, you hit a tree or a pole, all on you, you did it. You were on the clock, you were working, you were delivering food. I would turn to Uber and try to get the money back. And the only way, and you guys might think I'm insane, but you know, small claims court, these damages usually do not run over $10,000, car damage. So I would make the case before a judge in small claims court. Your Honor, I was on the clock, here it is, proof, working for Uber Eats. I picked up a pizza at a restaurant, drove out there, there was a pole behind me, didn't see it, whatever. I take responsibility, but now I'm on the clock with Uber and I believe they should pay for it. And I'll try. They should cover you. Should cover you. Maybe with $1,000 deductible, right? Maybe the damage is not even $1,000. Maybe it's a small little fender bender, right? Then you got to maybe take the hit yourself. Maybe it's $300-400 to retint it, respray it. But it's not fun. It's just always just such an inconvenience when it comes to an accident. Like, you know, some people have to get a rental car, pick up the rental car, take back the rental car. Downtime. I mean, having an accident, having a car in an auto body shop, you're losing money. You're losing money. No matter how you want to look at it, you're losing money. You might get the costs and everything covered by the insurance, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is, if you are relying on that vehicle for food deliveries or rideshare, you're losing money. because there is downtime. You can't just turn around and get a rental car and get it immediately back on the platform. It doesn't work. So if you're relying on that one car, your workhorse, and it's suddenly in the auto body shop, you're losing money. You're losing money. Rick Nelson says, if you're on the Uber app, you are covered. According to Dark Road Run with the food deliveries, no, you're not covered. So I don't know what the literature, if there's any legal language, but I would guess you should be covered, right? Rick Nelson says, watch out for the mamba in a tree. I'm not going to run around with paranoid, looking up in trees, looking for mambas. Well, firstly, there's no mambas in California. I'll encounter maybe rattlesnakes or gopher snakes. That's it. But not mambas. Sherelle says, you can get rideshare insurance, but it does not cover food delivery. Thank you. Guess who's back? Phil is back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Good to see you. I like that green. Look at that green. Look at that green emoji with the tongue out. Look, it looks like this. That's what it looks like. You want to see a scary face? That's that emoji. India government bans 59 Chinese mobile apps, including TikTok. Well, you saw what the TikTok audience did to the Tulsa, Oklahoma gathering. Slick Nick says, I have the rideshare endorsement on my car insurance. Right, the rideshare endorsement, right, for rideshare. We're specifically talking about Uber Eats food deliveries. Rideshare, I don't think you have to worry about. It's when it comes to food deliveries. What happens if you're on DoorDash? Are you covered? What happens on Grubhub? Are you covered? What happens on Uber Eats? Are you covered? What happens on Postmates? Are you covered? What happens on Instacart? Are you covered? IQ boy is in the house. Barbecue snake, so delicious, tastes like chicken. Yeah, I've eaten snake and it tastes pretty good, I gotta say. I'd rather be eating the snake than running away from the snake, or I'd rather be killing the snake than hiding from the snake. All right, we're over the hour mark. I had a lot of fun. Water moccasins and Texas trees. Yeah, dude. Rick, you want to give me nightmares tonight? I want to be dreaming about snakes. DRR called a few insurance companies on his live stream. None of them said they would cover food delivery. There we go. Very comprehensive. Like I said, it was a very comprehensive live stream. Put a lot of effort into it, and definitely deserves your subscription if you haven't subscribed to DRR. He is an amazing individual. I like him a lot. That's a guy I just like to go and have a dinner with, or party, or get together and just talk. I know I could talk to him for hours, and I have already at Kevin's pizza party. He's just got a really, really good energy about him. So there it is. DRR called a few insurance companies on his live stream. None of them said they would cover food delivery. None of them, not one of them. Thomas Gibson, thank you, sir. $2.99. $2.99, and there's a whoop, whoop. What's that guy? Bump, bump, fist, bump, 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 fist, bump. There it is. I like that emoji. That's a new one. Haven't seen that one. Bump, bump, fist, bump. That's the new way. Or the elbow greeting. Or the elbow greeting. Diamondback is slithering. Roy Watkiss, you're killing me, dude. Roy Watkiss, I want to see you on 8th of July. Gracias. Thank you, Sherelle. IQ boy, I got the shingles, really in pain. Can't make it to Vegas. Dude, there is something for shingles. There's a cream. Kills it. Find out. Get some over-the-counter cortisone, whatever. Just pump it up. Just lather it. Sorry to hear about that, IQ boy. But you should have it under control in the next 8 days. nerve pains. Vitamin B, my friend. Here, load up. Vitamin B complex. The best for nerve pain. Sorry you're going through that. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Thomas, it's going to be a big weekend. It's going to be a big, big money-making weekend. A lot of people are going to go out and barbecue and have parties. And I cannot wait for the 8th of July. We are leaving LA at 8 a.m. And my guess will be in Vegas around 11 or 12 noon. There's that green emoji thing that freaks me out. Looks like dollar signs and cash. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, his memorial's on the 8th. Sorry to hear about that. All right, my friends. I'm going to wind it down. It's been a long day. Been up since the dark, going back to bed during the dark. Got a lot done today. Where's the meetup spot? Roy, can you, somebody said the M Resort. I want something that's right off the 15, not right, Nick, but off the 15 and that has outdoor seating. Whatever you can, my condolences as well. Whatever you could suggest, my friend, I'll look it up. So I'm going to end this one feed over here and say thank you there.